Hello, and welcome to this week's brand new episode of the Being Podcast, a safe space that I've created for us to come together so that we can discuss and we can encourage and motivate each other as we think about and tweak if we need, how we believe, how we engage, how we're innovative, how we navigate and we gain in every area of our lives. I am your host and your girl, Jada. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Old and New. I appreciate, as always, taking time to allow me to come and speak to you. And yes, your girl finally got her act together and got all of the episodes that I was able to do a video recording up on the YouTube channel. So if you ever want to go back and listen, if you see how expressive I am, definitely go check it out and let me know what you think. Because, how many times do we go along with life and we're like, this seems like a great idea. And then you do it. And then people might say, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just wondering, what was your intent? So anyway, my intention was to really connect with whoever was willing to connect with me. And I thought a good way to do that would be through video. So you can see me, you can see the face that the voice belongs to. But if you are listening just by audio, I still appreciate you each and every week. So welcome. I hope all is going well. I have a couple of friends that are still not into, like their kids are not in school yet, but they're working hard to, prepare for it. So for those of you that are still in the process of getting there, good luck. For those of you that are like me, we are fully into it. Like my baby girl actually got grades last week and she's doing wonderful. It's super exciting. And I had to tell my husband, I was like, okay, I got to intentionally not do to her what my parents did to me. She did have a couple of 98s. And when that was your girl here getting 98s, my parents were like, so that's great. But what happened to the 2 points? Right. And it's like, okay. So I am intentionally not doing that to her. Like, hey, you strive to be your best, to do your best. Like we will go over the things that were missed, but we're not harping on that. Like that is not where the attention is going, right? So that kind of like segues me into what I wanted to discuss in this really short episode because we are all busy and got things to do, right? But I wanted to really talk about how we are getting after the things when we don't want to get after them. Okay. Or even when you want to get after it, in your mind, it seems like a great idea at the time when it comes up because you might be inspired by a book or you might be inspired by, someone on social media or maybe someone in your family, your circle. And you're like, man, I need to get up and get on with it. Right. And so you may be very passionate and you have all the right intentions of going after whatever it is. But then life happens. And one day turns into two, turns into a week. And then next thing you know, it's 2024. And you're like, dang, I really thought I was going to do ABC and I didn't. So how do we continue on that ride of motivation, on that ride of being inspired, on that ride of someone encouraging us to do whatever it is that we say we want to do, or we mention we want to do, or we're really, this is what I'm doing, and then how do we stay there? How do we ride that wave? So I have been really into doing some professional development. Now I do Audible. I don't know if y'all do, let me know. And probably because like with 3 littles and I'm in my car all the time. I laugh because if you follow me on social media, a lot of my videos are in the car chronicles, I guess, right? So I do a lot of Audible because that way, if I'm at home doing chores or if I'm in the car or whatever, I can listen to the books. But I do a lot of professional development, right? So whether it's Audible, whether it's a hard copy in my hands, and I also do all my like little frou-frou stuff when my mind just needs to relax, right? Because we can't be one dimensional. We are multidimensional. We are able to do different things at different times, depending on what we need. So say saying all of that to say, I have recently been working with some of my friends. And so we're like, hey, let's read this book. Let's discuss it. How are we applying it, or are we not applying it? So my latest one that I have been reading is The 5 Second Rule by Mel Robbins. Now, this one I do have on Audible because on one of my coaching programs that I went through, they were like, this is something good that you should listen to. So I listened, I don't know, probably a couple of years ago. And here recently, I got the hard copy and I've been going through, and I like the hard copies, right? Because you can write notes, you can underline, you can dog ear, go back to, it's a little bit easier than Audible because I'll be in the car and I'm like, ooh, that was a good point. Let me remember to go back to whatever point of the Audible book, and I never remember. So it's nice having the hard copy for that. So I am doing the 5 second rule right now, and it has already, I'm in the second part, like the second, I think there's like 3 or 4 parts. I'm in the second part and chapter 6, and it's talking about feelings. And it's funny to me, I smile if you're not watching, because my brother is always on me saying, Jada, it's get out of your feelings, right? So I say to you all the time, I say it to myself, hey, feel the feelings. Whatever comes, good, bad, indifferent, feel the feelings, but then we have to be logical as we move forward, right? We can't negate that part, but we can't stay stuck in that part, right? So feelings, they come and they go, but according to Ms. Robbins, it's like our feelings are driving 95% of our actions or inactions if we're not doing what we need to do. So it just got me to thinking, because I've started to apply this, right? So, I'm trying to get in that 5 o'clock club, like get your butt up out the bed, girl, get your workout done. And just depending on work, there were some weeks where I did really good, maybe 4 out of the 5 days of the week, I was able to get up in the morning and do it. There's been some weeks like, I'm like, I'm working from home so I can squeeze it in at my lunchtime, and, I can take my quick shower, grab something to eat here at home, get back to work, right? So I'm trying to get to the 5 o'clock, and she talks about how she was having a hard time with life, and she saw, at the end when TV used to go off, and she sees this and it's like the countdown. And that's how this came to be. If you haven't read it or haven't listened to it, definitely check it out. It's definitely worth listening to. So I've had these moments where I'm like, oh man, I don't want to get up. I don't want to do it. And I'm like, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is not always instantaneous with your girl here, right? Matter of fact, there was one morning I had to say it about 4 or 5 times. Like, I'm like, okay, let me go get up. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, go get to the bathroom. Go get your clothes. And by like the 3rd time, my eyes are finally opening. I'm like, okay, you're awake. Let's get it done. But the beauty of it is that it allows for you to get out of your head and to get into action. And that seems really easy, right? So when I'm inspired by, I used to watch The Biggest Loser, and I'm like, man, that's amazing. They are getting up, they're getting after it, right? I'm like, if they can do it, why am I not doing it? And then like the next day, I'm like, let me get this frozen pizza and watch TV. Or I may see one of my friends who's doing incredible, and I'm like, man, she is on it. I want to be like that. Let me start putting a plan together. And then it would kind of fizzle out. I'm human just like you are, and life happens, right? And so then that's the other piece, right? Oh, you have the greatest intention. I'm going to meal plan my week, and then I'm going to get my groceries, and I'm going to prep. And then Sunday comes and I am like, I ain't gonna make it. I'm tired, right? Like, okay, I'll get to that tomorrow. Okay. And then tomorrow's the next day, and the next day. So, lady, yes, you. What have you been stopping yourself from getting after? Now, this could be fear of failure. You could be like me. I've had this like fear of success. Like, okay, if I do achieve these things, are my, is my husband going to support it? Like I've kind of gone through that. It could just be fear of like people not believing in you or whatever the case may be. But what if it's successful? What if you take those steps and you've accomplished your dream and your goal, and you help somebody else or lots of somebody else's? So what do you do when you are in your head with a plan? It makes sense. You may have even written the plan down. You may have communicated the plan with people. Like I say, Communicating things to help hold you accountable is crucial. Like I do that personally. And so all of these things are good. And I believe they all need to be in play for you to get to your goal. But none of it works. As I've said in one of my podcasts, dreams don't work unless you do. So these plans are not going to, work if you're not taking the actions. So what do you do? What do you do to motivate yourself? What do you do to encourage yourself? What do you do when you try and it's not going the way you thought it was? Like, are you like me? Okay, I've worked out 3 days. Why is the scale still the same? And it's like, what are you eating? Are you drinking your water? So do you get discouraged? Do you say, or do you start working out, for example, and you're super sore and you're like, oh, this is not what I need to do. And now I'm hurt. So, or I'm scared I'm gonna get hurt. So I'm going to sit down now for another 3 months because I've been hurting for 3 days. How do you get past it? Are you allowing other people to encourage you? Are you encouraging yourself? And so that's what I wanted to talk about, because I have had my own dreams and my own goals and my own obstacles and my own limiting, beliefs. We all go through it. I still go through it. But there has to be something in me that's like, you know what, Jada, get up and get after it. Take one small step. Do something that is forward progression. And that is what I am challenging you with this week. What are the things that you need to do to get after your dreams, to get after your goals, your desires, your wants, your needs, all of that? And when that obstacle comes, because it is going to come, do you have the fortitude to withstand it? Do you have the mental strength and resiliency to bounce back? As my mama said, but I bounce back. Okay. Are you equipped with those things and now to be prepared for that? Or are you stuck saying it's never going to work, or this or that or whatever, or this could happen, the projections, the limiting, beliefs? Are you stuck there and then you're not even trying? Because if that is you, my dear friend, we got to start there, because you're so much greater than you give yourself credit for. So, new beginnings all around here. We are hopefully transitioning to the fall soon, because this heat is crazy. So let's take this time to really think about those things that are important to us. And let's understand that life is going to life. Like, things are going to come up, things are going to happen, but we are capable of doing hard things. We have the fortitude to withstand hard things. And people are counting on us, starting with ourselves. So, get up, get after it. As always, if you need anything, any encouragement, any tips, any, possible solutions, hit me up. I am definitely here. And if I don't have the answer, I will find the answer, right? Because I do believe that I'm very resourceful. I feel that I've been blessed to be around incredible people, and I can definitely point you into the right direction if it's not something I've personally dealt with. But I want you to win, but I can't want it more than you. So, are you ready? All right, I'm going to check back in next week. So until then, have a wonderful week, and I will see you later. Bye, y'all.